Okay, yo, what's up, guys? We're back again with another episode. We're keeping it casual again. As usual, I'm Imani.
And I'm Tristan. And today we're like Imani said, we're keeping it casual. Uh so the Game Awards were this week and
Yep,
we watched it.
yep.
Yeah, and Last of Us 2 ended up winning everything as a lot of people expected. Uh
I have, obviously, I mean, okay, I have my issues with The Last of Us 2 winning everything, but honestly, I think I just have, maybe I just have an issue with things being too popular. Like, maybe that's it. I don't know.
you're just a hipster.
Like, the thing that bothers me though is that, like, I think what really bothers me is that when things are too popular, the good, like the good hidden gems and stuff like that, the things that were like genuinely good, people might have enjoyed, it just gets completely like swamped. Like it's swamped, like in a not like in a sense of like it takes over. It's the opposite. It gets like neglected. So it's like, and I mean, this is something you often see happen. Like once something popular pops up, everybody like or a lot of people flock to that thing, and then they just push it everywhere, and it like kind of like blinds everything else.
mm, I mean sure, but like when it comes to gaming, when things are popular, that usually means it's good, right?
I Yeah, I mean, I guess again, like I didn't play Last of Us. It's just
I
like
mean, it's not like you don't play popular games. I mean, you played Fortnite. It's like that's like the most popular game right
one can
now. Okay.
argue that I played it before it reached its levels of popularity that it's at now.
Okay, you played it before it reached peak popularity, but it's not like it was an indie game. Well, yeah,
It
it's not
kind
like it was
of,
a. It wasn't an indie game,
bro.
right? It
I
wasn't like
the
a
moment
small struggling.
no, but like the moment it came again, my whole thing has always been I like battle royales, right? And unfortunately, back then at that time, there just weren't any that existed. So as soon as a battle royale came out that was on PlayStation, because that's what I was playing at that time, um, Fortnite was like the only thing. Like at first, I loved watching PUBG. I loved watching everybody who was streaming PUBG at the time, and then Fortnite came out and like that's the only battle royale, and I was like on like day one, maybe not day one, but like literally month one that it was a battle royale, I hopped on it, and it was like cool. This building thing's kind of wild, but this is different. I like it. And then it's crazy to think that when did Fortnite come out again? Like,
I think it was like 2017, maybe. Maybe it
let me
was
come.
before that. It might have been before that actually.
No, I think it was 2017. Yeah, July 25th, 2017.
Okay.
Now I don't know if the battle royale came out September 26th, 2017. So because Fortnite, there is a base game for Fortnite.
Yeah. Well, is there still one? I think they didn't they remove it recently
I think
because no one was playing it.
it was like yeah. I mean, I think it still exists. Like you can still play it, but I don't think it's like in the like you can just download the Fortnite battle royale by itself.
Oh, okay, word.
So, but yeah, I mean, anyway, back to the whole main thing. I mean, honestly, I think maybe I again got a little bit of this bias from in the anime community. There was a very popular anime, Demon Slayer, that came out and it kind of eclipsed everything else. And the Demon Slayer fandom was pretty
Oh,
toxic. So it became this
you know,
case of like, yo, y'all need to like, there were so many other good things that came out. Y'all need to calm down. Like when we had
it always comes back to anime with you, bro. Like always comes
anime, I'm
back
telling
to
you,
anime.
man. I'm gonna be starting an anime podcast soon. I swear, don't worry. um, but like, I think again, my issue was, um, so for example, we had the whole anime of the decade. There's a bunch of good stuff that came out in the last decade. Demon Slayer came out like a year ago, and that eclipsed everything over the last decade. It was good. It was not that good. So it's like it became a case of like, man, do y'all like popular stuff that eclipses other good stuff? Like again, it could be good. That doesn't mean it's the best. You know?
So what do you think that? So you don't think Last of Us 2 was the best. So what do you think was better? Like there was like for Game of the Year at least,
Yeah,
and like for a lot of the other categories where it competed against Ghost of Tsushima. Now, like personally, I found like, I didn't play Ghost of Tsushima, but I watched a lot of gameplay of it. I watched a lot of streams. It looked really fun.
yeah,
Uh,
and
I thought that would win a lot of awards. It didn't.
it didn't. Yeah, and I was gonna say the same. Like again, for me, like okay, here were the contenders. We had Doom Eternal. I don't, I mean,
Fun
again,
game and not a
fun
game of the
game,
year,
but
game of
not game of the year. Yeah.
yeah.
Final Fantasy VII remake. I would say, just based on again watching it, I was gonna buy it, didn't buy it, but from all of my friends who play it, again, like one of my boys who was watching the stream with us, he, he really loves Final Fantasy VII remake, and he thought it was great. Ghost of Tsushima, I honestly thought that was gonna be one of the winners, but then once I saw Last of Us 2 up there, it was just like it's
Yeah,
gonna
it just
sweep
took
everything.
it literally took everything.
But so
Uh
like here's my question though, like is it that it took everything because it was better, or is it that it took everything because it was a sequel to the first one and a lot of people wanted a sequel?
See, I don't know. I didn't play the game. I wasn't really that interested in
Same.
playing Last of Us 2 because I didn't play the original one. Like I I don't know. Like a lot of people say it's fine. Like I don't really have a strong opinion of it. I wouldn't have voted for it to be Game of the Year.
Yeah.
Like I definitely wouldn't. But that's partly because I didn't play it. Maybe I would have loved it if I played it. But I don't know. Like honestly, I'm just not, I have no interest in even playing that game.
I neither do I. Like I tried
I
playing it.
guess
I tried watching it. I tried my best to get into it. Couldn't do it. So I could just I mean, I'm most likely just biased because I couldn't get into it.
probably, bro. Probably. I mean, it seems that a lot of people love the game. I'm not seeing like I haven't checked like but then again I haven't checked Twitter. I was about to say I'm not seeing like any huge outrage that it won,
Yeah.
but I haven't really been checking Twitter recently. It's been Did you know that Twitter is toxic?
No idea, man. No idea whatsoever.
Yeah, apparently, man. Yeah, yeah. So I haven't really been on there that much.
No, I mean, I Twitter has its moments. But anyway, the whole reason we're talking about this is because we're gonna we're using this to get into the meat of the topic. That basically there were a bunch of different awards for different. I'm trying to see if I could find the winners for everything. Okay, yeah, I'm just gonna switch back to the scene. So yeah, there were a bunch of different awards for different things. Best narrative. Okay, so let's just go through all of this. Game of the year, Last of Us. Best game direction, Last of Us. Best narrative, Last of Us. Best art direction, Ghost of Tsushima. Best score and music, Final Fantasy. Best audio design, Last of Us. Best performance, someone from The Last of Us.
Someone from Last of Us.
Games for Impact, Tell Me Why. Best ongoing, No Man's Sky, which has had a hell of a comeback from its early days.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
Apparently, it's really good now.
Best indie is Hades, which again, heard many good things about. Again, watching it, I'm like, I would like to play this.
Yeah, it's a solid game. Yeah,
Yeah. Best mobile game, by no surprise, Among Us. Absolutely just tore through popularity.
yeah, yeah. Like,
Um, Best community support, Fall Guys. Apparently, they're very active in their community. Best VR
yeah,
slash AR, Half Life Alex. That to me was to be expected.
yeah. That
Again,
was an obvious one. It's like the
Valve.
only VR game that tried to
Yeah,
make like a real compelling game, not just to
yeah,
like like where it's VR, not to do like gimmicky stuff. It just like try to be an actual good VR game. So I'm
exactly.
glad they won.
Yeah, I mean, same. I mean, again, as somebody who's a huge advocate for the VR community, Half Life Alex has done a great job, and they've brought a lot of people into the VR space, which I really appreciate.
Yeah.
Innovation and accessibility. Last of Us.
I don't even understand that one. I don't even know what that word means, bro.
So this one is recognizing software and or hardware that is pushing the medium forward by adding features, technology, and content to help games be played and enjoyed by an even wider audience.
What was the nominees in that? Was Red Dead Redemption 2? Oh no, that would have been last year,
Yeah, that
right?
would have been last year. Assassin's Creed Valhalla, Grounded, Hyperdot. I'm blind. Last of Us Part 2, and Watch Dogs Legion.
Uh, I mean, like when thinking about Watch Dogs Legion, like when you think about the concept of that game, just
Mm-hmm.
like every character being playable, and the fact that while sure every character is playable, but not all of them is compelling. Some of them are trash,
Right.
and like but still it's an interesting concept. And then for especially for a role playing game, and then you have the next, and then it did RTX integration really well.
Right.
Uh, I don't know.
The question though
Does Last of Us
is,
2 have RTX or anything like that?
but you also have to remember, like, where's everybody? Like, the general game community for Last of Us is PlayStation.
PlayStation 4 and not
Yeah,
like the new
exactly. So I
PlayStation
mean,
5 with RTX and stuff. Yeah, true,
I feel like it's a
true.
case of, it could be that the
I mean, you
reason
kind of
that
have to.
Last, Mhm.
Yeah, continue.
I was gonna say maybe it could be that the reason that Last of Us has also swept is just because it reached a broader audience. You know, I mean, although again, the way that, because we actually had to look into this, like the way that these winners were determined is not by popularity polls or anything. It's actually a large amount of different video game reviewers, like publications and companies. You know, we're talking about, like companies like Verge, IGN, all of these different big publishing companies that kind of like did their own reviews, and they actually have them from a bunch of different countries, from Brazil, Japan, Germany, like all of these different things came together, and they, I guess they had their own big poll, and this is what they came up with. So it might, I again, I'm sure Last of Us 2 was good. I'm not gonna say it wasn't. I'm just a
uh,
hipster, I guess. I mean,
yeah,
give it to the
I only
underdog.
play indie games, man. I only play games that no one has heard about, you know?
Exactly, man. um, Best action, Hades. Best action slash adventure, Last of Us. Jeez, man. Best role
Yeah, I didn't agree
playing.
with that one. I didn't agree with that one at all.
I mean, like here are some of the contenders: Assassin's Creed Valhalla, Ghost of Tsushima, Marvel
That's
Spider-Man, Miles Morales.
great action in an advent. When you say action adventure, I automatically think about the gameplay mechanics and stuff like that.
Yeah, and
It's like, yeah, Spider-Man and God, what was the last one they called before Spider-Man?
Ghost of Tsushima.
My brain. Ghost of Tsushima, yeah.
I
Great
thought
combat
Ghost
in
of
those two.
Tsushima, I honestly thought the game that would have done pretty well, even against Last of Us, would have been Ghost of Tsushima.
Yeah, but
But
didn't even stand a chance.
best role playing, Final Fantasy 7. Best fighting, Mortal Kombat 11. There was a poor
Yeah,
selection of fighting games this year.
post like Mortal Kombat one. Oh my god.
Best family, Animal Crossing New Horizons. Uh, like I could just keep going through. I'm just gonna get to the category that brought about this whole topic, which was content creator of the year, right? And here were the nominees. You could kind of disregard the first three. um,
Oh my
no,
god,
I'll play it.
bro.
I'll play
That's
it.
this. Oh my god, bro. That's
So
toxic.
we got Alana Pierce.
I don't know
Honestly,
what
not familiar. I'm sure she's great. Jayanne Lopez, again, not familiar. Sure, she's great. Nick Merckx, I know Nick. Cool dude. Tim the Tat Man, you got to give it up for Tim. Tim has done a
that is.
phenomenal job over the past years,
Yeah,
man. Like,
yeah. Tim streams, their production, bro. They're great.
yeah, like Tim again, watching him from back in the Overwatch days, and even before, no, Overwatch was when I started watching him. Then he went to Fortnite a little bit, but not very much. Um, and now he's like, what does he play nowadays?
More Warzone.
Warzone,
A
yeah,
lot of
right.
Warzone. Yeah.
And our winner, which was Valkyrie, again, somebody who I first caught wind of when Fortnite days. Really, when I caught wind of her was when I saw a clip of her, or when I saw a clip of Daquan from TSM fighting her, and he won, and he was like, give me them toes, I mean, I love Daquan. Daquan's great, um, and she seemed like a cool streamer, and yeah, that's kind of when I started seeing her, and it's really only this year that when she made the switch to YouTube that she really started to catch traction. I feel like in the wider community because I'm pretty sure YouTube paid her a lot of money to make the switch from Twitch to YouTube.
Most likely, yeah. That's usually how it goes, right? To get them
Because
off Twitch.
if I recall correctly, she posted her stats recently, and she had something like 37 million um, views for the year or something. Not too sure, but she and it was basically Pokey and a lot of these other big streamers, like all of them combined. Like that's the kind of views that she was racking in, which is crazy. So, shall you start the story or?
Yeah. Well, basically, I was rooting for Tim because like
Tim's
I
man.
liked him. Yeah, I liked him the Tatman stream. And was it content creator of the year or was it favorite content creator or like the one
No,
that was
it's
voted on by community? Because I know there's one where like the audience picked, and they announced that like I don't know if that was on the Game Awards website,
no, that's not here on the website. I'm on the website right now.
but she won it anyway.
She okay. So, but here, content creator of the year, it says for a streamer or content creator who has made an important and positive impact on the community in 2020. So
Yeah,
that's
right.
that's their definition of content creator of the year.
Yeah, right. And like I was kind of joking that like because Valkyrie is an attractive female on Twitch, well, who streams at least on YouTube, that like it's a simp vote, you know. It was like a joke. I'm not like discrediting her
Yeah, yeah.
stream or anything like that, but
And I
like I was like
mean,
joking, and you got super defensive of her.
I would say I wouldn't say super defensive, but I got
Yeah,
I
I
got
would say
defensive.
super defensive. I would
Look,
say super. That's how I would describe it. Super
I
defensive.
would say, well, you see, I think you know what I think it is too, because being somebody who has watched her streams and has been part of her community, I've actually seen her get defensive about like the same reason, where it's like, oh, it's because I'm an attractive woman who streams that it like that's the reason why she's finding the success she is, right? But I do remember several times seeing streams where she wasn't even streaming like a face cam or anything. She was just like, it was like, how streamers occasionally do like anonymous streams, where
Mm-hmm.
they just stream no cam and they just play games, barely even talk. And that was like one of the streams that started like getting a lot of track. Like she was actually surprised because she streamed at some point later and she was like, I would agree with you if I didn't have one of my best streams when I wasn't even streaming like a face cam or anything. And so like I think that's in part of like why it was like, again, definitely like it was like a gut reaction, like for sure. Now I wouldn't, again, I still wouldn't say, I wouldn't call it simping. I think simping is, first we got to define simping. So I'm gonna go look that up real quick.
I could tell you what's simple. It's like from what I understand of it,
All right.
it's basically like when like it's usually a guy that does it. Like I'm sure like females and could be simps too.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's usually a guy who like would he basically does a lot of things like for a woman or for a female,
Mm-hmm.
it could be like it's usually a content creator or something like that. But it could be like just like a normal,
Yeah, just a
regular,
normal
everyday, yeah,
everyday
person.
person. Yeah.
Yeah, and they'll do like a bunch of stuff for them, and usually the intent behind simping is that they're
They would
doing
gain
all
some
this stuff
attention.
to gain something. They're not doing it like because it's a nice thing to do. They're doing it because they think it's gonna lead to something.
Right. Right. So it's like it's nice guy, white knight, that kind of thing, right?
Yeah, that kind of stuff. Yeah, that's exactly it. It's like white knighting for
Hmm.
attention or like whatever. And it's like I mean, like like when you say it like that, when you describe it like that, it sounds like, oh, what's the harm in that, right? But
I
it's
think there's real harm in simping.
yeah, it's because it's that part where like there's almost like an expectation that they're gonna be rewarded, and it's
Yeah.
like this person isn't asking for any of this.
No.
It's like you're just doing all this stuff. Like usually what you see on Twitch is that, or like on YouTube or wherever the content creator streams,
Hmm.
they'll have like people donating like a ton of money or like a
Hundreds
ton
of
of subs.
dollars subs. Yeah, you'd be seeing them gifting, you know, 5 subs like every minute. They just be just to get that attention. Like they could give one big set of subs, but sometimes they just keep doing it just to like keep
Yeah,
popping up.
just to keep getting that attention. And like I don't know, bro. Like I don't like it. It's kind of cringy.
Yeah,
It's
for
like
sure.
like have you ever like done anything like that? Like you ever like simped?
Simp like that? No, like
Not
I've
not like
never.
to like that extent, but like
But like, no, I can't say that I've ever done anything in expectation. At least not from like from the perspective of like an expectation. Like
yeah.
I've never done it to be like, oh, give me your attention, or oh, you must speak to me because I've done like no. Uh, Again, like so in the situation of like Ray winning that category, it was less like, I mean, obviously, like she doesn't know I exist. She'll never know I exist, and to be honest, it's like
You did White Knight for her though. You did White Knight for her, bro. She would be proud.
like it's, I think, again, following somebody who, again, I could say I definitely like watching her stream. She's a chill person, and like I think she's cool. I mean, I think she's chill, and it's not just her too. It's like just her entire friend group, because it's not like I just watch her. I watch some of the other guys, Saikuno, Toast. A lot of the guys who like she plays Among Us with, and cool set of guys. And I just think it's like one of those cases where you just like, when you get defensive. Like, I think the cool thing about streaming or streamers is that you you watch them, and I guess it's our version, like our generation's version of almost like reality TV in a sense, where it's like you
I
watch them.
mean,
Hmm?
our generation does have reality TV though.
But
It's like in this space,
in
like
this
in
space,
our
yeah, the
in
internet
this
gaming space,
yeah. Okay.
yeah. So it's like it's like our own reality TV in a sense. So it's like you almost gain like an affinity to some of these people, because you feel, I want to say like a personal connection, but you feel like, oh, they're cool, like, you get to know them through watching
Yeah,
experiences and all of that stuff.
I mean you hang out with this person on their stream for like I don't know a few
A
hours
few
a
hours
day
maybe,
or
yeah,
like yeah.
even if
So
it's
it's
like
like
just chilling in the background or something.
yeah,
Eh,
I would say bro like uh just to like add to what you're saying is that during this year like there there's some streamers that like I kind of like I'm grateful for because
for sure.
like their streams are, like just home doing nothing all the time. It's just like it's I'll just like put on someone stream like a content creator that I like and just like have that running just to like This sounds kind of sad, but it's like,
Just to have somebody there.
yeah, it's just like just home doing
Yeah,
nothing.
I mean, I think, and again, this year has been, because I honestly can't say that I've watched a lot of streamers before this year. Like I've watched, again, Daquan is like hands down probably like to this day, even though he hasn't streamed in a long time, he's probably my favorite streamer. Um, so if there's somebody that I'm a simp for Daquan, man. No,
Because
but like, I mean, it's a case of when you find, somebody who's cool, somebody who's chill, they play, the games that you like and stuff, and they play it well, you kind of just you like watching their content, right?
yeah,
So
yeah,
yeah, I mean, like simping though, like I've seen some pretty bad stuff again, especially on Twitter. Like Twitter simps
yeah,
get pretty bad, man.
yeah. You see I would say like there's good and bad to like the simping thing. I would say like the terminology itself could be a bit it could be a bit like harmful in a way
Right.
because then like every time because it's like it has this like negative connotation, right? So it's kind of like anytime a guy does something nice for a girl, he's simping,
He's
and
simp. Yep.
that's not like always the case. You know, to have some people that are just like genuinely do good things. I kind of deters like
People from doing
people
things.
from just like doing good things because they don't want to be called a simp.
Yeah.
So like it could be like the terminology itself, like unlike us, like we're not really adding to the problem. We're kind of adding to the problem here when we're just like going at sims. But the thing
Yeah.
is, I feel like it's just so close to being an incel. You know what an incel is?
Yeah. I mean, I've watched multiple. I actually watched this. What was it? A Jubilee video of what was it? Where was it? Jubilee or another one of those channels? Where they basically bring people in to talk to like a certain person. Like for example, they would bring people in to talk to a monk, and you would like it's kind of like this. You'd have like a veil in between them, and then they would ask questions or stuff, right? And they did
Hmm.
that with like they did an incel episode, which was they basically brought random people in from the streets who they asked do you know what an incel is, like they made sure that like they vetted them to the extent of like, okay, you have some kind of foot in this topic, you're not just like completely random. And then they basically sat him down on the other side of like this curtain, and then they said, okay, talk, ask questions, and uh, the guy who that they picked, he is a self-proclaimed incel, and he,
Self-proclaimed incel.
self-proclaimed.
Okay.
He's perfectly fine with it. Um, and
Cool.
for those who don't know, incel means like the term itself, is a combination of, or it's, I guess it's a way to what's the word to shorten it to educate is that
Oh,
whatever.
yeah.
It's a combination of involuntary celibate. But it has a bigger like definition than just that.
Basically, it's a guy who can't attract any woman or anyone, and because of that, then it's their fault. It's not his fault. It's their
Yeah.
fault, and they're usually assholes, and they have some weird beliefs about. They usually have like this anger towards women because they don't want to be with them, and yeah, it's not pretty. It's kind of disgusting,
Yeah,
and
it gets pretty bad.
yeah, and that like I find like if you're a simp, I find you're not too far from becoming an incel because usually what happens is that like when if a simp gets rejected,
Yep.
they turn incel.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly it. If
Or
they
and it doesn't even need to be a direct rejection. Like is even if like they feel a rejection by something the person did, and this is someone that is not into them. Like it's someone that's like this person has no interest in you.
Right.
So what? Like okay, like an example is like the streamer Sweet Anita.
Yeah, of course. I love Anita.
Yeah, like her name is just like so fitting. Like she is just the sweetest.
Hmm. She's super
Yeah,
smart too. Like I've listened to some of her. She had like sometimes she just does talking podcasts where she just talks and gives like advice and stuff, and people she would read chat and like I've listened to her give some advice. I'm like, damn, like you are somebody who I would like genuinely like to hang out with and just have a conversation with.
yeah, she's the best, bro.
Yeah.
And like there was this like there was this I remember there was like this story she was telling about like a guy she was into.
Hmm.
And like when she was uh saying that she was into the like she talks to stream a lot. That's like
Yeah, of
she does
course.
a lot of just chat and stuff. And so like talks about her life. And like when she was talking to stream about it, uh apparently like a lot of the people who nice who used to be nice to her, like on a Discord and stuff, turned and like start saying like really mean and angry
Really
shit to her.
vile shit.
And it's like just because she talked about like being into this guy,
Yeah.
and that's just so disgusting, and that's like why I don't like simping because those people that that message or those file things, they were sims, and then they turned incel as soon as they felt rejected.
So it's like basically, essentially, simping is the precursor to inceldom.
Yeah, that's like at least that's my theory.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, again, like you were saying earlier, it's like one of those cases where because like the term simp as well is like memed so much, like where
Mm-hmm.
literally like if you were to just compliment a girl, sometimes people are like, "Oh, you're simping,"
Yeah,
you know?
simping. Yeah.
And it's like again, it has this really like negative effect because now it's like I can't say a nice thing. I can't do like you like what can I do that is not considered simping now, right?
Yeah, like literally if you go into a stream and compliment a streamer,
You're a simp.
you're a simp.
which is crazy. I mean, and again, most I feel like most people are not doing it to get something like back in the sense of like, oh, I complimented you. Give me your number. It's like it's not like that. Most people
No, it's
just,
just
like it's like, oh,
just like your hair
cool.
looks good.
Yeah,
And that's
yeah,
it. And that's it.
yeah,
No, don't expect anything else. Don't even
yeah.
expect a response.
And most times you don't even get a result. Most of the times, the only reason that the streamer might even become aware of the original comment is because the comment section gets so like, oh, we got a simp in here. It gets so
Yeah.
toxic.
Al-
So
although although I would say like recently watching a lot of like anytime I go into like a female streamer chat, I have to like disable. Well, not disable chat. I'll just like watch the stream in full screen just so I don't see chat.
right,
Because chat is
chat
like
gets pretty bad.
it's yeah, bro. It's like it's cringy at best, and at worst, it's kind of disgusting. It's kind of
Like
creepy.
and the funny thing is, again, streamers know that this is a problem, right? But at the same time, it's like they can only control their community so much. Um, Again, going back to Valkyrie. Most like there was a point in time when she only streamed in sub mode because
Yeah, a
like
lot of
it gets
a
bad.
lot of a lot of female content creators do that. Like usually you see sub mode in like the mega streamers, bro.
Yeah,
Like maybe like Shroud or like
yeah,
Ninjas and like the mega streamers they'll
pulling
have
in
like so
tens of almost 100,000 views, a stream.
yeah those, but like a female streamer with like 3K viewers, like a lot of the time they go on sub only mode just because chat is just weird.
Yeah, like, and I noticed that especially, like it really started happening, I think, after summer because, and it's always crazy how like toxic, chat can get. Again, anytime a girl mentions another guy or a girl is playing with like, a game with another guy too much, right? And, it's like, oh, so you guys going out, and it becomes really
God,
like almost
that's like
high schooly,
that's one of the things that why I don't look at chat when I go into a female streamer stream because it's always that question. It's like there's usually are you single and or like if they like you said if they're playing with someone's like is that your boyfriend? I'm just like yo, do you go into like male streamers chat and ask those questions? Like I don't
right?
see them.
I mean, it's again, and I don't know, maybe if it's this like I mean, this might be taking it like getting into the conversation of kind of like societal roles and stuff, but like again, most of the times I see this stuff from guys. It's like I I don't think I've ever seen it from like like a female like jumping. Maybe, but again, like online you're anonymous, right? It's very hard to tell just on a username and a picture if it's a guy or a girl, right?
Hmm.
But like
Or or
or
something else,
yeah, non-binary.
Just being non-binary.
We're
Just
being
being
inclusive. Guy,
yeah.
girl, non-binary, part of the LGBTQIA plus community. I got the
Ally.
IA plus. So like it's it's very hard to like figure out, but most of the times it's just guys being. But the funny thing is though, when they get called out, a lot of the times they're just like, "Oh, I was just joking." I
Yeah,
was.
you wouldn't though.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Like
It's
there was
like
a
you
point when you were
very
really
obviously
serious.
wouldn't though.
Yeah, yeah, you were being very serious at one point, and like so I kind of want to talk about also like just toxic or toxicity, because I guess it's a part of it where until that person gets addressed, most of the times they'll be like, "Oh, I thought I didn't think you would even see this." Like
It's
like
like
for example,
yeah,
uh,
yeah. Like you type something in their chat and you see them read and chat and it's like, no, I didn't think you'd see it. It's like they were responding to chat earlier,
yeah,
so
why wouldn't
why
they?
wouldn't they see it?
But even if like they weren't responding to like why why do people do that? Like I mean,
Yeah, or they'll like send a DM. It's like I don't think you'd read it.
that's exact. So like
Really?
I will say that there's a case. There's this there's a streamer slash like fitness dude, T1 Sunny. Cool dude, and he was I guess going through his DMs one day, and he got a DM from like a random I think high school kid, probably just after high school, who was actually a Valkyrie simp because he went into he's her ex, and he went into his inbox and said, "Don't ever mess with Ray," and he addressed it like he literally sent him like back a message. He was like, "Dude, like you should
Oh my
like he was super
god.
nice to the kid. Like he was like, "Yo, dude, you should like
Oh my
don't
god.
come into like random people's DMs and saying stuff. Like go and work on your football," because he looked at his like his Instagram, and he was like, "Yo, go do like go work on football stuff."
I don't think that was super nice, but he
No,
didn't
I
need to
mean
be. He
like
doesn't need to be super nice to him.
the
But
thing is
yeah,
like he was actually like he actually did it in a really nice way. Like I can't say exactly like because I'm kind of going off the top of my head, but he was super genuine and super nice. And the kid actually responded, and he was like, my bad. I didn't even know you would see this, this and that." And he was like, "Honestly, like this year has been a struggle, blah blah blah." And then he started giving him like advice. He was like, "Yo, man, you just got to keep working at it, day in, day out. Go for a run." And then like the kid, like kept updating him. He was like, "Oh man, like I went for a run today. It was great. Like I'm feeling better and all that stuff." And it turned into this really really wholesome thread. And I was like, "Dude, this is awesome. Like this is how it should be handled." But the reality is, this happens on such a large scale. Not every case could be handled like this.
yeah.
But
I'd be interested to know like what's like the average age of the people that do stuff like this, like the Sims and the incels.
I feel like it skews younger. I feel like it definitely skews younger.
I feel like yeah, I would agree with that because like I think it's just like a lot of younger guys that are not used to getting rejected, and it's like, bro, it's
Maybe
kind of
not used
part
to
of the
girls
deal,
in
yo.
general.
It's kind of part of the deal, yo.
Yeah, of course. I mean,
Kind of have to get used to that.
yeah, like it's not every single time, you speak to someone
Yeah, but
they're
you
gonna
just got
like
you
it.
gotta keep shooting your shot. You take it and move on.
Yeah.
At least you shot your shot, you take it, you move on. You
But
don't like get bitter.
one thing I do want to like ask though is at that age, man, like the hormones and shit, like
Yeah,
like how much of it is
yeah.
genuinely like them and like like how much of it is also just like I'm an emotional teenager who's like just spouting shit now. Cuz when you really think about it, like we haven't had, like I wouldn't say we haven't had, but like this is kind of, since streaming has only just picked up, like this is the first era of like we now have the internet and teenagers, like like where it's like
No, we had like I mean we were teenagers
we were
on the
teenagers, but what I'm saying is like
there were forums. I mean
there
this
forums could have gotten pretty toxic at times.
forums
I
was
can,
toxic, yeah.
but what I'm saying is now we're seeing it like on a like broadcasted on like a pretty big scale, right? Because like now it's getting like spotlight with streamers, content creators, and so on.
Hmm. Yeah.
Because before, like, how would people do it? Like, they would send like a, you would get more like
It was
simps
more
back in the days
personal.
were stalkers, like for
Yeah, it was more
celebrities.
personal, yeah.
Yeah,
No, but now it's like now it's like your favorite like okay, when we were growing up, our favorite content creator was probably like a musician or an actor.
yeah, exactly.
Like and they weren't really accessible.
No,
And now it's like your favorite content creator could just be a guy.
yeah, just
It's
like a
just
random dude
it's just
or
like yeah, it's
random
just
dudette.
this dude that streams.
Yeah,
And that's it. He doesn't have like a team behind him.
no,
Has they have their own DMs. They don't have someone. They don't have a publicist or something that tweets for them.
yep,
They do everything on their own.
yeah,
It's personal. So yeah, you could be onto something there. It could be like this era it is the first era where our celebrities I'll call them celebrities for just this purpose.
yeah. I
But
mean,
they're
they're
very
online
accessible.
celebrities.
They're
Yeah,
very accessible.
like you can, and it's not even just like, I mean, you could also say that even just celebrities in general now are way more accessible. Social media has
True,
changed that whole entire landscape.
true. But at least
So,
like with a celebrity, there's like a lot of them have teams that run their social media. I mean,
yeah.
there was that whole MKBHD Gal Gadot situation.
Oh, yeah, when Gal Gadot blocked
Yeah,
MKBHD.
yeah. When he called them out for he called out for posting an Android ad
A
from an
Samsung
iPhone.
ad from from an iPhone.
I
Yeah,
think it was
yeah.
a Huawei.
It was
I think it was a
oh
Huawei
yeah,
ad
yeah,
or
yeah. It was
something.
Huawei. That was, and on Twitter, it said Twitter for iPhone, and it's like,
To the fire phone.
you guys
I
could
think he
just use
did
a
with
computer.
a few other tweets.
Yeah, like he called her out like a couple times. You know what I mean? Yeah, FKBHD doesn't care, man. So that's the opposite of simp right there.
Yeah, I think that's like I think that's probably some her team was posting that, right? It was I don't think
Yeah, she took the
it was like
picture and then they posted it, and
yeah. So like with like big celebrities and stuff, like a lot of them don't run their accounts. Like I was watching like a comedian saying that they have someone like who runs their TikTok for them because they have no interest in doing TikTok.
yeah.
They just have someone that does it for them.
And I
It's
mean,
like
honestly,
yeah,
as guys who like are trying to, be on social media to like promote the podcast, like we know how difficult it is to like be on it
yeah.
and like be with it like really often. It's not simple. So I can understand that.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it just doesn't come naturally to us. I think it is some like not simple, but it is easier for some people.
Yeah, it's just time consuming, man. You know, it's I'll make the
Yeah.
content. Don't ask me to like,
It's like
but
even
yeah.
uploading sometimes I'll be like, do I have to?
Yeah, I mean, like sometimes, like again, just uploading with the man, we're really breaking the fourth wall here. Uploading and just doing the descriptions, the links and everything. It's like you kind of just sit there and you're just like, damn, man, that's like it takes a while.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I mean, I guess that's our discussion for the evening on just I guess incel, simp culture, toxic culture. I guess we could also call it a bit of toxic masculinity in a no, not really, but like what's it called? The patriarchy, as
I don't even
some people would say.
I don't even know if you call it the patriarchy. Because when I think of the patriarchy, I think of like, those like those guys that are like stuck in there or like, oh, I'm an alpha.
Oh, like that. I
Like
mean,
that kind of stuff.
right, right. I
Yeah, and
guess
like
it
I don't think
somewhat
of Sims as
stems.
being alpha, bro.
That's the thing, though. That's a really good point. Yeah, I mean they're not alpha,
They're not alpha.
but we'll. I mean, I guess we'll end it there. I mean,
Yeah.
I definitely
Well,
dig the casual style, so that we're probably gonna stick with this a bit more often. I mean, now and then we might do our typical older style, but I mean, I like this style.
yeah. Same. Same. Like if it's like a really interesting. Oh shit. Cyberpunk. You
Oh,
even Cyberpunk came out.
yeah, yeah, it did.
It it's out.
It's glitchy.
It's glitchy. There's bugs, which is that's like such a slap in the face for everyone who waited since April.
I mean,
It's
imagine if they
like,
released it in April, though.
oh God, it would have been unplayable. But yeah,
Honestly,
there's like apparently a lot of the side quests just don't work because of the bugs right now. But it's a visually stunning game, at least.
yeah, I mean, it's a good looking game for sure.
Yeah. It looks
It
it looks
looks
fine,
good.
bro. It doesn't look like it doesn't for me, bro. Like it's been hyped up for like 8 years since it's been announced,
Yeah.
and it's like it could never have lived up to the hype.
Yep, I agree.
And honestly, it's like to the point where like when it launched on the 10th
It's
of
10th, yep.
December.
Hmm.
I saw, well, actually, it launched a day before that for some content creators. They were playing it early.
Yeah.
But like my entire Twitch feed was just Cyberpunk.
Yep. The day
And
I went on,
by,
it was just literally Cyberpunk streams. I think I saw like a couple of Fortnite streams, and I was like, wow.
yeah, it was like just Cyberpunk stream. And then like by 3 days later, by like the 13th,
Yeah.
yeah, everyone's playing
Whatever they were
something
playing
else.
before.
Yeah, which I mean, it should be a game that hooked you, right? But I don't know.
I mean,
Maybe it'll get better over time.
it might make a comeback like No Man's Sky. I mean, although
I
again,
don't think
No
it's
Man's
at the
Sky.
starting position of
Yeah, I was
No
gonna
Man's
say
Sky.
No
Let's
Man's
be
Sky
fair.
had a horrible start. Like we're talking about abysmal. I'm actually very interested in trying No Man's Sky at some point.
Yeah, I'll yeah, I'll probably try that sometime too. And I'll pick up like I'm gonna pick up Cyberpunk. I'll probably wait for a sale though.
Yeah, same.
Just
I'm not
like
again
I
like
was gonna get it on launch,
I
but then
was
like
gonna get it on.
when I saw the early gameplay, I was like, yeah, I'll wait.
We'll wait. Yeah, and again, sticking to the thing that we always say, don't pre-order.
Don't pre
Like
like imagine the people that pre-ordered like when it got announced at the Game Awards last year. Well, it wasn't
ooh,
not the Game Awards, but like when it got announced last year.
yeah.
People that pre-ordered then thinking that they were gonna get it in April, bruh.
And then what? 7 months, 8 months later.
Yeah,
I mean,
Well,
we'll see what it becomes. I'm sure again it's gonna.
I mean, they have a good team behind it. I expect it to become good.
I did
Right?
see that they already made back all the money for their developmental costs already. So
Of course they
they're
did.
all they're doing right now is
Big cello.
profit. This is just
Profit.
profit.
Yeah.
So
All right. Yeah. Well, okay. I think that's it. I
yeah,
think, yeah, I think that's it. All right. Well, thanks for listening. Hopefully it's been interesting. Just remember, we're not scientists, we're not engineers. Just a couple of gamers that talk about stuff.
not even it's not tech this time. We talk about stuff in the community. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Peace.